Hello and welcome back. Superman 4: The Quest for Peace remains one of the most fascinating case studies in Hollywood history, not because of its success, but because of its spectacular unraveling. Its troubled production, budget cuts and behind-the-scenes chaos have turned it into a cult curiosity that resonates more today than it did in 1987.
It was fun. It was particularly fun to see that flying sequence from Superman 1, which I haven't looked at in a long time, and we instantly remembered, we were standing there, and instantly remembered how difficult it was to shoot that. The lower back pain, the heat, the 7 weeks that it took, and see at that time.
Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, released in 1987, it was meant to be the triumphant return of the Man of Steel. Instead, it became a cinematic cautionary tale, a film so riddled with production woes, budget slashing, and creative compromise that it is now studied more for what went wrong than what went right.
Margot, I don't think really thought it was going to work, and I think she had an attitude of like, here I am, an actress with film credits from here to there, and I'm hanging out on some hydraulics with this unknown actor from New York, and I mean, what am I doing? And I used to have that sort of what am I doing feeling from Margot.
Incredible.
The promise and the premise. Christopher Reeve returned not just as Superman, but as co-writer and creative force. His vision, a story that tackled nuclear disarmament, a bold socially conscious theme. Audiences were promised a Superman film with heart, relevance and skill, but behind the scenes the dream was already crumbling.
And of course I was really gung-ho, and I said like, well, the temperature's 6 degrees Celsius and the winds from the south at 10 knots and we're over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Your
and
own flying training.
Oh, and I'm there. And so this used to cause friction between us.
You are nothing. I am the father now.
Budget slashing in Cannon Films. The film was produced by Cannon Films, a company notorious for cutting corners. Originally budgeted at around 36 million, the budget was slashed to just 17 million. That's less than half of what Superman 3 had. The result? The special effects that looked decades behind their time, reused flying shots, and entire sequences cut from the final film. Scenes featuring a second Nuclear Man were filmed and then scrapped, leaving narrative gaps and confusion. Behind the scenes turmoil. Director Sidney J. Furie struggled to work within the constraints. Sets were reused, locations were swapped for cheaper alternatives, and the cast, though committed, were visibly strained. Reeve himself later expressed regret, calling the experience disheartening. The studio's financial troubles meant corners were cut at every turn, and the final product suffered immensely. Why it matters more today. Today, Superman 4 is more than a failed sequel, it's a symbol of what happens when ambition meets mismanagement. In an era where superhero films dominate with hundreds of million-dollar budgets, fans and scholars look back at Superman 4 as a relic of a transitional time, a moment when the genre nearly collapsed. Its themes of peace and responsibility feel more relevant now, and its production woes serve as a lesson in the importance of creative integrity. Superman 4: The Quest for Peace may have faltered on screen, but its legacy endures. Not as a blockbuster, but as a story of ambition, compromise, and the enduring hope that even flawed heroes and flawed films can still teach us something. I absolutely adore Superman 4, but I see its problems and its flaws, and I still get more joy from this than I do negative feelings.
Don't really lose the art of going to the theater.
Look, if we do have another Superman film, maybe Superman can go to the play next time. That'd be an interesting confrontation.
Yes, I'm wondering where you cut to the chase in that, but yeah.
Thank you, Chris Reeve.
Sure.
Superman 4, we're in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5.
I think where Superman 4 failed was not bringing back Annette O'Toole to play Lana Lang. Now, Clark got her a job at the end of Superman 3 at the Daily Planet, and I think that the double date situation that happens in Superman 4 would have been so much better if it was Lana and Lois fighting over Clark and Superman, and then a true dilemma, because we know that Clark is not really attracted to Lacey, but he's doing it in like a pretense. But he is attracted to Lana, And I think that they could have done something there without a budget. All they would have needed was some actual acting. And they could have had that double date scene for way longer. But instead, it's just a throwaway sequence leading to the next part or the next fight which happens. So yeah, wasted opportunity there. They could have brought back Annette O'Toole and we would have felt at least more like this was a sequel to Superman 3 and a respect for the entire franchise. But instead, she's just never mentioned again. I don't know what department of the Daily Planet she got a job on, but she's not mentioned at all. And for that, I think it's a wasted opportunity. And I'm just going to leave that bit there.